Be safe, be ethical, or at least don't get caught. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Black Cyber Duck, where cyber awareness is one of our main purpose. So keep tuned, keep it ethical, and let's strat our journey in cybersecurity. What if I told you you could track down anyone, gather intelligence on a corporation, or predict a nation's next move, all without writing a single line of code? This is not science fiction. It's called open source intelligence, aka OSINT. Trust me, it's not a modern technique. It has been around since the very beginning. In fact, in the World War II, the General Samuel V. William, who headed the American Defense Intelligence Agency in the 70s, made an astounding claim that he received 90% of intelligence data through open source. That's before the internet, before social media, before data ruled the world. Today, the digital age has supercharged OSINT. Every photo, tweet, flight record, even a job post, it's all a breadcrumb. And if you know where to look, you can trace it all back. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." OSINT here is the hacker's axe. In this video, we'll dive deep and go through a cybrary labs to sharp our skills and go from beginner tools to advanced tactics, from mapping usernames to tracking crypto wallets, step by step, layer by layer. Welcome to the ultimate guide to open source intelligence. Smash that like button if you're ready to keep growing that hacker mindset. Subscribe so you never miss a move on this cyber journey, and drop a comment if there's a topic you want us to break down next. Now, let's kick off today's lab session with Cybrary, where every day brings a new dose of cybersecurity knowledge. So at first, in military jargon, which inspires many of the terms we use in cybersecurity, reconnaissance refers both to ground patrol in the target area of operation, as well as to long-range patrol. In offensive cyber operations, we make a clearer distinction by dividing recon into two primary types based on whether or not we're interacting with the target. These types are active and passive. Let's start with the interactive and noisy one. In active reconnaissance, we're directly interacting with the target. We're no longer just a user. We achieve this by poking, firing packets at our target, or asking others to do it for us, and using the responses to determine specific detail, like a psychologist for machines or something, or an interrogator, depending on your mood. Active reconnaissance includes methods like enumeration and scanning, which involve actively probing the target to gather information. Another active approach is vulnerability assessment, which involves scanning for or enumerating vulnerabilities. See the pattern? Don't get bogged down with terms. Think of them as stages or ways to organize your process. As an example of method, we have ping sweeping, sending ICMP echo requests to identify live hosts. Tool, fping. Port scanning, using tools to scan the target infrastructure to identify open, unfiltered ports and the services running on them. Service fingerprinting, identifying the specific versions of services running on open ports. Tool, Nmap. Traceroute, mapping the path packets take to reach the target. This helps us identify other systems and controls in place, thereby giving us a better understanding of the network. Tool: Traceroute, banner grabbing, capturing the initial response from services to gather information about software versions and configurations. Tool: Netcat. Advantages of active recon: more detailed and accurate information, can identify active or live services and hosts. Disadvantages of active Recon. Higher risk of detection. May alert the target of potential probing, skewing your results. Oops, you've just been blacklisted. Let's consider you've found an IP address for the company in the passive reconnaissance phase. But how do you know if it's live? You try poking it. Active Recon is both another way to gather information as well as a way to confirm the information you've found in passive recon. So let's go through with passive reconnaissance. In passive reconnaissance, we gather information about the target without directly interacting with their systems, at least, not in any way beyond what a typical user would. The primary way we do this is by performing open source intelligence, OSINT, which entails gathering information about our target from public sources, including the company's public-facing website. Again, not in any way beyond how a typical user would. Ask around before asking directly. Work smarter, not harder. Example methods: SSL certificates, checking what certificates the company has requested to facilitate HTTPS access to their website. A great place to find domain and subdomain names. Website analysis, reviewing the company website without doing anything beyond what a typical user would do, like checking their About Us page, is fine. Guessing random paths on the site, mytarget.com/admin, not so much. WOIS queries, retrieving domain registration information, DNS queries. Collecting DNS records such as MXA and CNAME records, search engines. Using search engines to find information about the target which have already performed active recon for you. Publicly available reports, analyzing annual reports, court records, press releases, news articles, and other publicly available documents. Social media, gathering information from social media platforms. Advantages of passive recon. Low risk of detection, especially important in RedTeam operations, RTO. May reveal information that shouldn't be publicly available, in which case you've already found a vulnerability. Congratulations. Disadvantages of passive recon. May provide limited information, dependent on available data accumulated from third parties. Tip: if you're conducting a penetration test, you might now care where or how you get the information, so you're entitled to be noisy and greedy and pay no attention to the typical order of passive before active. However, regardless of the type of engagement, starting with passive is usually a better idea, as it may provide information that helps you solicit more accurate information about your target during active reconnaissance. If you ignore the publicly available signs, you may be blocking yourself in the active phase without even knowing it. All right, I know it might sound like a lot at first, but stick with me. By the end of this video, we'll dive into a hands-on lab showing how a real hacker pulls off an OSINT operation. You'll see the exact tools and websites used to gather serious intel step by step. But first, I've got a challenge for you. I'm dropping a few quick questions. Pause the video, hit the comments, and drop your answers. Let's see who's really paying attention. You in? Let's go. 1. What is the main difference between active and passive reconnaissance? A. Active reconnaissance involves indirect interaction with the target, while passive reconnaissance involves direct interaction. B. Active reconnaissance is always illegal, while passive reconnaissance is legal. C. Active reconnaissance involves direct interaction with the target, while passive reconnaissance gathers information without direct interaction. D. Active reconnaissance gathers less detailed information compared to passive reconnaissance. Pause the video and drop your answer. Without cheating, the right answer is C. C. Active reconnaissance involves direct interaction with the target, while passive reconnaissance gathers information without direct interaction. You got it right. Tell me in the comments. Let's go to the next question. 2. You are conducting a passive reconnaissance and find several SSL certificates associated with the target company. What type of information can you infer from these certificates? A. The company's internal network structure. B. The company's domain and subdomain names. C. The open ports on the company's firewall. D. The specific services running on the company's servers. Pause the video. And the right answer is B. The company's domain and subdomain names. Did you get it right? Hit a like if you do, and let's go to the next question. 3. Which of the following statements is true regarding the risk associated with active reconnaissance? A. It has no risk of detection. B. It is always preferred over passive reconnaissance. C. It can alert the target, leading to potential blacklisting. D. It provides less accurate information compared to passive reconnaissance. Pause the video. And the right answer is C. It can alert the target, leading to potential blacklisting. Tell me in the comments how many you got right. If you nail them all, well done. You're sharpening your hacking skills. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be on the same red team. If you're still watching, it means you're not just curious, you're becoming a real hacker, because this was just the beginning. What you've seen so far is only the surface, a basic introduction to the world of open source intelligence. But here's the truth. The outcome of your hacking operation can be decided right here, in the recon phase. Get it wrong, and your whole mission collapses. Get it right, and you own the game. In part 2, we're going deeper. A real OSINT mission, real tools and real scripts. Just like professional hackers use in the wild, this is where it gets serious. So stay locked in. Keep learning. Keep engaging. Because here at the Black Cyber Duck, we're not just watching videos. We're building warriors, transforming from just curious minds into dangerous hackers no one wants to mess with. So if you're ready to level up your skills, enjoy the journey, be patient, and most importantly, don't miss part 2. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit subscribe, because the next video might be the turning point in your hacking journey. Don't just watch, become the threat.